Workplace performance expert Henna Pryor is the author of Good Awkward, How to Embrace the Embarrassing and Celebrate the Cringe to Become the Bravest You. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Why would we not want to avoid awkwardness and embrace it?
Well, you can try,
Yeah.
but awkwardness lives inside of uncertainty. So good luck. I don't think anybody's yet cracked the code on how to make all uncertainty go away. And so knowing that we can't avoid it, there's a better strategy, which is to have a toolkit, some talk tracks, and some mindset tricks going into those moments so you know how to handle them better when they come.
So are people more awkward now than they used to be? Is this because of social media, because people were home during the pandemic? Do you find this is more of a trend?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and yes. And so the pandemic definitely exacerbated what was already happening with technology and us talking to each other less. In addition, there was actually recent research. Vivek Murthy, the US Surgeon General, went to the UK and did a study on teenagers, and they are increasingly struggling to talk offline because they are so used to talking online.
Yeah.
And so the social interactions are just, even the mundane feels like this big old lift because people aren't used to having this real-time, synchronous conversation anymore.
Yeah, so in the toolkit, we saw Michael Scott there using self-deprecation. What are some other tools that you could
so
use?
humor and self-deprecation is definitely one. Also, naming awkwardness is actually very powerful. When it comes, the person we see as confident is typically the one that says, "Woof, I got that wrong, cringe," right? Oh, that was awkward. All of a sudden the bubble pops, it diffuses, we can all move on. And then lastly, there's some mindset things we should do ahead. Awkwardness is inevitable. It is universal. Confident people don't get to avoid it. So if we can do a little self-work around, hey, this is gonna happen, just have a plan to manage it, it doesn't grip us the way it used to.
And how do you get it outside? I mean, there's tools you can do in the workplace to make sure you do things right, but what about in your regular life? I mean, kids today won't even, when they're applying for jobs, they're afraid to go in and talk to people. What do you tell your kids if it's affecting that generation?
Yeah, I've got middle schoolers, so this is very real. And what I really believe is that this is not a lack of awareness, it's a lack of conditioning. It's a lack of practice. And so I encourage my kids often, look your waiter in the eye, say hello, make small talk. Small talk isn't small. Have little conversations with people in the grocery store. Stay off your phone in the grocery store line. Right? Keep your headphones out at the coffee shop just for a little bit. You need to create small moments to practice so that the muscle is there in the big moments.
And here's what is true, I think, even for other generations prior to social media, and what I tell my kids is that kids are not thinking about you as much as you think they're thinking about you.
No, it's Tom Gilovich's The Spotlight Effect, which is people are not paying nearly as close attention to you as you want to believe they are. In fact, they're more worried, what does this person think of me?
Yeah.
So what is the one tip you would give people if they say there's one thing you can do? If this is, I'm just a shy person. I mean, I might not be awkward, but I'm just introverted.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from looking people in the eye and shaking their hand, that alone is hard for shy people.
Sure. And I'm an extrovert, and I've written a book on awkwardness. So this is not just for introverts. What I would tell people is learn to look at that emotion as a signal, but not something that grips you. It means that there's some social discomfort, there's something to work through or explore, but it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It's a signal, it's not an identity marker of who you are.
All right, the book is Good Awkward, How to Embrace the Embarrassing and Celebrate the Cringe to Become the Bravest You. You can get more at Henna's website or follow her on social media.
Thanks, Henna.
Thank you.
Thank you.